Well, Tottenham Hotspur's gonna ahead to beat Man United by 2-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this evening, and guess what? They are really unbeaten in this Tottenham Hotspur. They're gonna ahead to beat United in a very convincing way. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. We come here to bring you some news. As you know, it is that Spurs have gone ahead to win. Big game, very much anticipated, and it ended in favor of Tottenham Hotspur. To my own understanding, I thought that maybe we, United, would have gone ahead to obviously find a different mode to play for Spurs, better than that we displayed at Old Trafford against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But our gears were not enough to obviously see ourselves go past Spurs. I mean, look at how Spurs played. They never got into like the fourth or third gear. They just played their game simply, and they just went ahead to obviously put their chances over the line. Let's see close to 300 likes much on the video, and let's see what your reactions are into the comment section below. Ange Postecoglou has gone ahead to play his first game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Was going ahead to win it in a very good and convincing way. United had chances in the first half, but they failed to kill them off. Rashford of Anthony looked sluggish. Mount was the worst player on the field of play. Bruno Fernandes sloppy passing, and the only active wire or live wire United had were the defenders. Bissaka, that was taken off, and Delo came on through because he had gotten a yellow card. Luke Shaw was really good. Lisandro Martinez almost contributing to the second goal, and Rafael Varane doing the needful as required. So when we look at Tottenham Hotspur, it obviously cuts in a very big question that is this their Pochettino, right? Or the new Pochettino after he left, I think, in 2019. 2019, that's when he left. And after he left, they brought in Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho failed. They brought in Espirano, failed. Then they went for Antonio Conte. He failed. And they've gone ahead to go in for a manager that had just gone ahead to win a treble down in Scotland, and they brought him to the job looking like he has just brought Harry Kane, and he looks like he's ready to obviously see himself scoring goals, because in the previous game that they played before that of Man United, they won by 2-0, and this time around they've gone ahead to win by they drew by 2-2, meaning that they've gone ahead to score 4 goals in the previous two games, meaning that without Harry Kane, they are finding a solution for scoring goals. That is one of the biggest positives in the game of Tottenham Hotspur. And the resurrection of Yefis Bissouma. He's one of those players that has had me doing the needful. And obviously, if I'm to give the man of the match into this game, I think Yefis Bissouma is one of those that went ahead to put in a very scintillating performance that obviously could call him to be called a man of the match performance in that beautiful game of football there. So it's really one of those that you obviously want to go on and look at and ask yourself, what is wrong with Manchester United? Because that's the big question. The first problem is the departure of Fred. United lost Fred, the other busybody that brought intensity in the game whenever they were playing, and they've not gotten another midfielder. They brought in Mason Mount. Eric Ten Hag thought that Mason Mount would do the job, and he's not doing the job. In the first 2 games, he's really looking abysmal. Even the preseason, Mason Mount really looked ugly, and we said maybe this is a preseason. He has been off. He never played last season at Chelsea because of injuries. But let's wait and see how he's going to obviously stand up and live up to the occasion. But he's not really doing the needful for the club of Manchester United. So that is the first problem. The second problem is not getting in Sofyan Amrabat. United need another physical body. Like you see, Arsenal went in for Declan Rice. They had Thomas Partey, but they knew that was just one physical body in that midfield, and they needed another talented, aggressive, and tenacious physical body, and that is the player they went in for, known as Declan Rice. So Sofyan Amrabat, I've already said this on our sister channel, known as the United Matters channel, that he is really a tailor-made central midfielder for the Premier League, and United should go ahead and obviously get him before Liverpool goes ahead to obviously get themselves into the mix of obviously convincing the player to sign. The player is desperate to join Manchester United, and he has gone ahead to put in lots and lots of performances at Fiorentina that Erik Ten Hag is obviously interested in. But that won't be enough, provided the other players don't rise up to the occasion. We have to see these players running and running and running like never before. If you've seen Man United play, they never ran. They ended to run in the first half. That's why in the first half, they found themselves in a position of really going in the final third of the pitch and creating very many chances for the team of Manchester United. But they never went ahead to obviously put anyone at the back of the net. And this is one of the things that Man United never really expected to happen. At least a draw, but a loss is really, really very, very ugly. I've seen very many United players going ahead, United ex-players coming in through and obviously slating Manchester United, and they are slating them on principle. Why? You can't be Man United, having put in a very thrilling performance last season. You come in through and obviously do such performances, and you just don't want to hear anything that is in favor, all in favor of those players of Manchester United. So when you look at Alejandro Garnacho, he's another player that really played today, and he looked very, very, very ugly. So United really looked ugly, and they had not lost at the Stadium of Spurs with a White Hart Lane all this in a long period of time, but we've gone ahead to lose. I'm talking about Manchester United. So it is looking ugly for Manchester United, and I don't know what Ten Hag is going to do, but he needs to get Mason Mount out of that team. The more he keeps Mason Mount in that team, we are going to continue losing games. The other player that should be benched is Anthony, because he's not doing what is required to do into that on the field of play, meaning that he should be benched also and put down. Garnacho also should be really benched, and Martial should lead the line. Rashford play off wide left, then Sancho plays on the right attacking side of the midfield. Those are problems of Man United, but for Spurs, this is a very good win at home. Ange Postecoglou, this keeps him on the job for some time. The good thing is that he's having no pressure, and Spurs are not into the Champions League or elsewhere. That would have gone ahead, obviously, pile out of pressure, and is here to resurrect this team. And I've seen him resurrect one player so far. That is Yefis Bissouma. But the big question is on the striker that they bought £60 million from Everton. That is Richarlison, who was like chasing shadows in the entire game. And most of you will obviously come in here and know that Richarlison was the player that Arsenal always needed. And the big question has always been, did Arsenal dodge the bullet? Did Arsenal dodge the bullet of Mason Mount? Did they dodge the bullet of Richarlison? Because you all know that Mason Mount was a player that Arsenal wanted, but he went to Man United. Maybe at Arsenal would have gone ahead to be a much more better player than at Manchester United, because Arsenal would have gone ahead to be having Declan Rice, Mason Mount, and Martin Odegaard into the mix. When you look at the captain of the club, that is Bruno Fernandes, he really looked ugly on the day, and you wouldn't like to set even a glimpse on him. So a lot of things need to be addressed by Man United, but the first thing is to go in and bring in Sofian Amrabat. For Spurs, they've gone ahead to bring in players, they've gone ahead to act better. I've seen the left back they brought him through. He's really good. He has obviously put in what we call a very good shift, and Poro has also played very well. Pametsa Sarr also played in that pivot with Yefis Bissouma very well. Song Heung-min known to the standards. Kulusevski contributing to the cross of that first goal that really came in through. That was scored by Pametsa Sarr. Richarlison was really lacking. But there is a defender I've gone ahead to love is Mark van de Ven, the Dutch international. He's really great. Fast, closed down Rashford very well, and he is obviously showing us progress game in, game out. Spurs have gone ahead to register for points. When you look on the Premier League table, they are really doing great. They are onto they are into the 4th position, but as you know, we are just at the beginning of the table of the season, and we cannot get carried away. Spurs fans cannot get carried away, but every team is as good as its last 90 minutes. For United, Their last 90 minutes have been worse, and they've gone ahead to suffer this huge loss to Tottenham Hotspur. So guys, your thoughts on to Spurs 2, Man United 0 are welcome in the comment section below. Who was your man of the match in that game? My man of the match is Yefis Besuma. He put in a performance that none of those players really put up. That's why you saw to it that before he left Brighton, teams like Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool were really looking at him, and he obviously ended up going to Tottenham Hotspur. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover it all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. My most viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. Tomorrow is a Sunday. Endeavor to go to church. I'm out.